let me see where it's live.
Actually, I'm just gonna go to your YouTube right now and make sure that you're actually casting this.
I don't think I am because I'm on it right now.
I don't know if you can see it there also.
Videos.
Just hit. Yeah, you're live right now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep, 25 seconds ago.
I was like, I can't see it.
Yeah, no, it shows up on the feed. Fine.
Are there multiple questions, or how many questions are there?
For this particular one,
Yeah.
it says, please discuss with your group members situations in which you have employed the various sources of power and influence. And those are like referenced in the book on page 143.
Oh, Peter fell asleep.
Alright. I will be right back.
Oh my God, go get a soda.
The assignment that we have to do does not seem complicated.
Which one?
The leadership database assignment and rubric. Can I share a document on our thing, or how does that work?
On the actual Hangout right now?
Yeah. I can screen share so you guys can look at my screen.
Okay.
Okay, let me do that. Hopefully it doesn't. Not my desktop. What about this? No, I don't think it's gonna work. Deny.
Whoa.
Does it? Can you see the document or no?
Yep.
Oh, you can. Okay, cool. I just can't see you guys, but that's cool. That's fine. Oh, Darcy texted. Let me send you a new one.
Whoa.
Okay. Sorry. Darcy, where are you? Invite.
I just talked to her like a few minutes ago. So.
Okay, you guys can see the thing, my document? Yeah. Okay.
This is for today?
This is our group assignment where we pick those 5 terms that we're going to talk about. So this is our assignment, pretty much. So we have to talk about how we're gonna do this.
And this isn't due till what, the 28th, right?
This is due. Let me see that. Hold on. Let me just look. I think it's October, but I'm not sure. No, it's the 28th. Yeah, you're right. The 28th.
So it gives us that much?
Yeah. So it gives us 18 days to figure it out.
2 weeks. You got this.
Yeah.
Let's try and just knock it out in 5 days.
Right. Sorry, you guys. I'm trying to add Darcy, but it's not working. How do I turn the screen share off?
You should be able to just put your cursor to the left side of the screen.
Yeah, but it's nothing's here.
What? Okay.
Right, going to your email and accepting. Okay.
That's a.
Oh my god, sorry guys. This is just the most. I don't even know what's happening. Maybe it wasn't like smart of me to screen share.
Is there like when you go up? Is there any like little?
I don't know. There's nothing. Settings. Nope.
It's
My
so
God.
weird. Wait,
That's so weird.
I'm gonna screen share my entire screen so all of our computers will crash. And I will.
Oh my
Okay.
god. This is intense.
This
Holy
is like the Matrix. Okay, if you put your cursor up to the top,
Okay.
there should be something near there that says "Stop Screen Sharing."
Oh, let me see.
Up higher, up higher.
Up higher more? I can't see.
Maximize your window.
Oh my god, what is happening?
Maximize your window. It should be the third little button.
Oh, Darcy's here.
Darcy's in. Welcome to the
Okay.
Matrix, Darcy.
Okay, I maxed my.
I made it.
Oh my god.
There you go. You're not screen sharing anymore.
Yes, thank the Lord. Oh my god. That was a little nerve wracking. Okay.
Darcy, you made it.
I know. Sorry, guys.
Cool.
No
So
worries.
we're all here. We're all here. We're ready to go.
That's
Yay.
okay. And I left my Pandora on. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, you guys know. Okay, so did you, everyone? I know some of us are having a little bit of trouble with the kind of grasping what we're supposed to talk about. So I just wanted to go over what I got out of the prompt.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, let me just see it real fast because I'm not looking at it. There we go. Please discuss with your group members situations in which you have employed the various sources of power and influence referenced by Hackman and Johnson. Further, work to tie those experiences to your role as a leader or as a follower. So, situations in which you have employed the various sources of power and influence. I have 2 brothers, and they're both younger, so I know what it's like to have power and influence. Coercive power, administer punishment,
Ha!
which I've done.
Funny.
Reward power, which I've done, offering them a lollipop in order to do something else. Legitimate power I get from just being an older brother. Expert power, there are certain things I'm an expert on before they're an expert on, like riding a bike. So I have
Mine.
power in that sense. Referent power, I'm a role model, not so much. Information power, I work as a recruiter, and the reason people use recruiters is because we have a huge network of people we already know that they don't have access to. So we have power over our clients in those terms. Ecological power, control over the physical environment, technology. Say I'm the only one with the TV in my room. People have to go into my room to watch the TV. I think that's what they're talking about in terms of power, kind of going through situations. So I just gave situations based on a home and work, just real quick ones, real simple ones, but stuff like that is kind of what I think they're looking for.
My problem was the first part of the prompt and then the second part of the prompt where it says, furthermore, tie these experiences to your roles as a leader or as a follower. I felt that was like really redundant because.
Yeah, she's extremely redundant. Extremely.
Okay. I'm glad that I wasn't the only one because I was like, that's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So do we have to cover each of the sources of power then, or can we just pick like two?
I
don't think so because it just says.
And that's gonna take us forever.
Yeah,
Like
don't
if we
even if we took like 2 minutes on each.
That's what I was thinking right there.
No way. We would not have enough time. I think we should just stick to like 2 minutes per person talking about each thing because that's what we did the first time and that like we didn't go over time at all.
Yeah.
And she liked the structure of our hangout.
So
So
everyone kind of got the equal amount of time to talk.
yeah.
And then let's talk about our other assignment really quickly before, so like I could edit everything out before this.
Mhm.
So it says, I'm reading off like the PDF that she posted. It says your group is to select 5 theories or words on that list, and we did that, and I emailed them all to you, the final choices. Then it says once the group has selected the 5 leadership terms, your group will explore the originations of each term. And then, in addition to finding the original, or an early use of the idea in the scholarly research, group will provide a new or synthesized definition of the term. And then each new definition needs to be supported by 5 references and annotated bibliographies that explain where and how the term has been used before. So it's not that hard. It's just going to like need us all to like give it our research. And then that's due on the 28th of September.
Okay.
The only reason that's going to be difficult is because research is so boring.
Yeah.
Should we all just take one term and write about it and
I
then
think so.
kind of collaborate? Like we'll set a deadline for each term and then we'll all like help edit everyone else's and like piece it together.
Well, I think we should set like a couple dates. Because what did you say you needed to include, Avina? You said it needed
It needed, so 5 of the terms needed 5 annotated bibliographies.
Okay, so
And a new
Well said.
definition for the word.
okay, so we'll set a deadline for having the sources, and then I don't know, sources, a new definition, and then the annotated bibliography.
Yeah. That
So
sounds, so
3
3 different deadlines.
So, yeah, 3 due
Okay.
dates.
So I'm looking on my phone right now at the calendar.
Okay.
And I mean, we have a lot of stuff due this Sunday, so I don't want to make anything like so soon. But I feel like it's due on the 28th, which is 2.5 weeks from now.
Okay.
So should we follow up next time we do our Google Hangout, which is on the 17th? Should we have, do you want to do a new definition in our sources? And then by the 24th, we will have our annotations, and that gives us 4 days to actually compile our document and turn it in.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
that works.
Okay, so sources and definition due on the 17th, and then our annotations due on the 24th, and then we'll all compile it. I'll start like a Google Doc or something with all of our emails so we can all like paste our information in together
Perfect.
and make it concise.
Okay,
That
that's
works.
great.
Okay. So is everyone ready to start our discussion?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Who's gonna time it?
You want, give me 1 second.
Daniel has a timer. He's going to time it for us.
All right.
It's just a phone.
Top kitchen timer, really?
Yeah, I know. I thought
It's
I
not
had
gonna
one.
start.
It's not
Okay.
one of those cool little figurines.
No, I thought about getting one of those. You know, they're like $1. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
I could pay like $100 for one.
It's probably made in China.
Yeah.
As is everything.
Yeah.
Hey! Donald Trump's clothes are made in Mexico. So.
I didn't even know he made clothes.
Well, he has his own line because pretty much everyone who's rich has their own like line of something: colognes, clothes,
Yeah.
drinks.
That is true.
All right, go ahead and kick it off, Avina, and I'll start the timer.
Alrighty, so our question for this week is, please discuss with your group members situations in which you have employed the various sources of power and influence referenced by Hackman and Johnson. Further, work to tie those experiences to your role as a leader or as a follower. So there's this lovely chart on page 143, and that's kind of what I was looking at this week when I was getting prepared for our discussion today. And it gave examples in each of the paragraphs about the different powers. So I was like connecting more with the boss aspect on legitimate power, how that person is your boss, and how when I did training, people like had to just sit there and listen to me because I was someone that had the legitimate power. I was their boss. I was training them. I was giving them the information they needed to carry out their task. So there was that, and then I thought of actually also coercive power could be your boss too, because they can give you positive and negative punishments, like I talked about the last time with like the counseling statements and stuff like that. So that's what I got from this week. The like situations could be my training situation that I dealt with, and then just tying our conversation back into last week with coercive power, like, you know, your boss could also have coercive power because they can give you a bonus and then write you up or whatnot. So, next person.
Yeah, I definitely feel that from me personally, like I've definitely experienced all different kinds of power in the workforce. Sometimes from certain individuals, like a mixture of all those. So like the coercive power, legitimate, and extra power. So an example of this is when, you know, back when I was first hired for my first job, I definitely experienced like a mixture of all these in the sense of expert power, where they knew more than I knew. So in a sense, like they were training me, and I knew they knew more than I did. So that's what made me want to listen and get that training. But at the same time, you know, the supervisor was also had that legitimate power over me to be my boss. So both expert power and legitimate power, and then also going along with that coercive power, to where if I, for some reason, did not want to listen or obey whatever it is that was going on, like I can be punished. So there's definitely been a lot of different aspects that I've experienced. Some people mix, and there's also been bad experience where it's just legitimate power, that they only have power over me because of their title, but not necessarily because they have more knowledge than me in a certain area. So I've definitely experienced both sides of it.
Yeah, like I think I can relate to like all the powers listed, especially probably like legitimate power, just from like parents and teachers and everything. Like I think that's something that we can all agree on, is just like, even though we didn't agree with what our parents like the rules that they might have had for us, but like we still followed them because like they were in charge and everything. An example, like when I have had legitimate powers, like when I babysit like my nieces or nephews or something, like the role kind of flips, and like I'm the one that has power over them, like because I'm in charge because I'm older and stuff. Like from a leader's perspective, like I have information power like on our basketball team, because there's 5 of us who are, like our coach calls it like the leadership team, so we're like our captains. Like when we have more inside information than the rest of the team might have, because like we're working closely like with the coaches and everything and get like that inside information, and then we're the ones that have to distribute like the necessary information to the rest of the team.
The one I've experienced most, I would say, is in my previous job. I worked at a pizza place, and it was very different from where I work now. Reward power, and because it doesn't take too much to become an expert at making pizza, it really doesn't. It was reward power and legitimate power and coercive power more than anything, really. But I experienced all of those there top down, so I felt those 3 different kinds of powers there on the regular coercive power. They used that. They had these things. I forget exactly what they were called. They were called write-ups. Write-ups. You know, it was basically like it was a note that you signed saying, "Hey, I did something wrong. I acknowledge it, and you know, I get 2 more of these and I'm fired," kind of thing. So those were constant threats. I got one, I think, like a week after I got there because of someone else. Like 4 people got it at the same time. But coercive power, that was hanging over everyone's head all the time. Reward power, I don't know if that's so much reward power as it was managers there played favorites a lot. So, if you did things for them, they would, favor you in certain instances. They give you the day off instead of someone else. Um, Legitimate power also just because, they were our managers and they had higher titles. And, of course, the third manager was not really much of a manager, just kind of someone that sat under the other managers. But so those three types of powers are most prominent in my first job.
I noticed that a lot of you guys talked about coercive and reward power, and those are definitely the two that I could relate to the most. I think that we see coercive power a lot in our day-to-day lives because it's something that humans respond to really well because we don't like being punished. And we also like from whatever we are. So, the contingency of if you do this, then I will do this, or then I will give you this. Definitely is something that's prevalent in our lives. And then on the flip side, reward power. If you do this, then I will give you this positive thing. And then, Kelsey, I liked your example of babysitting. That was something that I definitely could relate to because I have a ton of little siblings. Well, not a ton. I have 3 little sisters that I would watch when I was still at home. And definitely coercive power is something that you have to use when you're watching little kids because they won't listen if they think that you are faltering. And then, like with coercive power, you have to follow up with everything you say. You cannot have empty threats. And I thought that was a really important part of that specific term, that specific source of power. And then, as far as reward power, if you clean your room, then we can go get an ice cream type of thing. I think that for me personally, I respond as a follower. I respond to reward power really well because I don't like feeling threatened. So if somebody says, "Oh, if you don't do this, then you're going to get this negative thing," then I feel threatened and I don't like that. But if someone says, "If you do this, then I will give you this positive thing," that sits better with me. And then, of course, legitimate power. I think that one's kind of a tough one because a lot of the times we have managers that aren't leaders, and so we think their power is legitimate, but they aren't actually considered leaders. So that's kind of a hard one to discuss. Like, I agree with what you guys were saying about your managers that kind of weren't the best, but they had legitimate power, so you had to follow them. But at the same time, it's kind of hard to call them a leader when they're not being a leader.
Yeah.
And, that's what I got about it.
And then I like Kelsey's example with her being part of the 5 that were on the leadership team. That could tie in really well to the leader and follower aspect because the rest of Kelsey's team members have to follow her and the other 4 individuals in order to get that information that they have from their coaches. So that tied in the second part of the prompt, which was really cool.
Yeah, that was a good example.
Yeah.
We didn't really touch on the referent power, the information, or the ecological power. I think the information and ecological are kind of on the tail end. They were kind of like a little treat at the end. The referent power, has anyone had any experience with that?
When I first got hired on as at my first job, I did experience that just because there were certain I guess supervisors you could say that I would look up to, that I would one day like to be like. So I think that's always very important. That's always something that I've set for myself as a goal. Like, I want to be that person that sets the example for everyone and that people want to, I guess, be like. So that's my experience. I know we kind of ran out of time, so I don't want to keep.
No, it's fine. We hit the 10-minute mark. We still have 1 minute and 30 seconds left.
Oh, okay. So just to kind of wrap it up, yeah, like to me, that's pretty much just like setting an example. How do you want others to view you, and how do you want them to, if you want them to be like you or something like that, So kind of like that role model aspect. And I have experienced that throughout my career.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like Kelsey left.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Hopefully she'll come back. Yeah, the referent power too. When I was in training with a bunch of other individuals, like the senior most associates like had us as like, you know, their little mini me's or whatnot. So we like looked up to them for direction pretty much. So like our whole team wouldn't look bad, you know. So I can definitely see where you're coming with that, with the referent power being, you know, looking up to a role model.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, that would signal the end of our session.
Awesome.
Great.
Okay.
Have a great rest of your week, guys. And
Yeah.
then don't forget for next time, we're going to have our definition for our 5 terms and then our sources.
Cool.
Alrighty, see you next week.
Wait, do we wanna
Yeah.
sort out who's gonna get which terms?
I can put a Google Doc and then, like, I'll make it right now, and then everyone, I'll write the 5 terms, and then whatever, first come, first serve, you just pick whatever term you like.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yep. Have a great
Bye.
day.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.